All right, it's daily duos time. Let's get after it again. Let's learn something today, boys. So we got Tundra, Veno, and GXR Queasy. Queasy and Veno, probably two of the best players in the world at the moment. Inarguably one of the best duos and probably the best height team going into FNCS Invitational. We also just had some info get dropped from the Fortnite competitive Twitter on their blog, so go check that out if you want to learn more about what's going on. Nonetheless, I'm excited to see what this duo does because they have a pretty critical high ground play, strategic set way that they like to play height. They're kind of crazy about that stuff and will play height regardless of what people are doing in the lobby. They also can play other layers, but the Queasy Veno style of high ground, especially a Queasy led duo, is something I've been looking to see for a while. So as we know, or as we can see now, they're landing Grim Gables, aka Shifty Shafts. They're taking the outside, letting this team on the inside play the house, which I think is smart. I've landed here a couple of times and the house is just weird to play off of. There's so many places you can't build, and plus you don't get as many mats as you would in other spaces. So I think this is a smart play. Plus you have all the movement around, just being able to run around here. So we'll see Queasy and Veno try and close this space here onto the duo. I would go third person, just a full drone free here, except you can't see too much because of the house. So what you're going to see is these guys just slowly pinch and close in on this space, really slowing and choking off any space that they have. See Veno going to push from one side, Queasy taking the top, and eventually this pressure is just going to lead the team inside to have to make a play. Big shots there by Veno. Able to get the tags he needs. Queasy's taking down one, and now it's just a matter of time till I close this one out. This guy's running out of space. See Veno's going to go around the backside. Smart play here. Queasy's still taking up top. Now this is an opportunity that Veno can't lose, but because Queasy's right there as that player's jumping on him, he's chilling. He's all good. He's fine. And now win off spawn. Beautiful. So this is the Elite Cup. These guys finished in first place, just in case you didn't see it. Interesting to see how they decide to play, what launch pads, chrome splashes they're going to decide to hold. But look at that. Getting that stacked loot. We'll see them decide to go back to the blimp. They are pulling zones, so this is a great spot to chill. From previous situations, the hills here on Shifty have been the best, but it looks like Queasy and Veno are getting a little aggressive here, going into logjam. Maybe they want to look at the hollow chest to see what else they can find. That is going to be what they're doing. Those chili chug splashes are huge, especially for a height team to be able to get those chili chugs. If you could do that every game, I would 100% do that. So that team and this duo clearly trying to find some different locations, looking for those opportunities. And because they won this fight off spawn, they're able to go up here and go to the backside of zone instead of waiting. They don't necessarily know a duo is right here. They'll probably figure that out fairly quickly. I mean, see, that's why Queasy's going up here, not necessarily jumping right in. So Veno is going to land on the player on the backside, quickly clean that up. This poor guy on the inside now is going to have to fight a 2v1 or simply just run away. And he hides well enough so that nobody is going to be able to chase him. So props to that dude for being able to get out there. But they come right back. So this guy's going to have to be super sneaky. Veno and Queasy are thinking they're being super sneaky, but this he's out. He's gone. GG's. So they're just chilling, waiting for zone, playing this top north side. One thing I like, this is something I do too, is play like the edge of zone here on the edge of the island. Basically, you just know that no one's going to come from behind you. Simplifies the game. Keep everyone in front of you and just play that game that you like to play. So you see that's what these guys are going to do. pretty stacked. 3 elims already. Plenty of mats, ammo, loot, nothing they really need. So no chromes. I don't know if they've had the opportunity to hold them, but they definitely could have tried to rotate to a spot where they could have found them. And I would have guessed, based on the amount of loot that they got, they would have found at least 1 floor spawn of them. So they're choosing to use pads over chromes, which I don't think is a right or wrong play. Veno's going to get himself into a fight here. And he's one of the few players that I'm seeing hold the Ranger and prioritize that over something else. But it's probably because of that hype play. And then we see, again, they're doing that pinch here on... Ooh, this is Cammy and Seti. This is no joke of a duo. But you see always trying to stay a box away. Never trying to get right on the wall of a player. And then just constantly taking the pieces, pushing this team back. This is a very safe way to take a fight, so that if you do take damage, you have time. The only problem with this one is you don't necessarily close the fight that quickly. Queasy's going to get beamed up big. This is not good for the duo. Let me slow this down. How do they even get out of this? So they spend a ton of mats on that fight. That down bad. This is not where you want to be if you're these two. But luckily, zone starts moving, or zone closes, and everyone's going to get out of here. They do need to focus on a refarm now, so that's exactly what we see Queasy doing. That metal they'll be able to get here in Rave Cave. And this is a smart move to go down here, start fishing all this. Because one, you'll be able to get your HP back, and you'll be able to get some good stuff. There's so many fishing spots right here. Wow, the double pull of the harpoon. So yeah, dude just gets hard stacked right here. Multiple shield fish, actually a full stack of shield fish. Probably the best heal in the game. Seti and Cammy have moved on out. Veno and Queasy just waiting, getting their metal up. Veno spent a lot more than Queasy did, so instead of focusing on heals, he's focusing on that metal. We can see they're going to work their way into zone. And they're pretty split for an Elite Cup lobby. At least for that little period of time where they were doing different things. Easily could have gotten jumped. But not a problem. So they built off all this space here on edge. Again, they're playing Northside edge. Locking down this whole area. And building out space. So they see a knocked player. And this is like unwritten. Always just going for different angles. Yes, they are taking the same wall here. But these two, boom. Both locked in on this guy. That guy had no hope. And that's the refresh that they needed. They were fine on everything besides mats. But now this will pretty much cap their mats off. Once they find that other knock. So both players going to go down there. I see people starting to shoot at them. That's a little weird. Whatever. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's scroll this out. So they're on north side, one of the few teams that are not in zone. They're actually the only team that's not in zone, so this is a time where you got to be really careful. But we know Queasy understands how to make these rotates. So he's going to make sure he's avoiding line of sight here. Using all these extra builds, and they're going to take damage. This is what happens when you rotate this late. But they're pretty much in zone. Storm Surge, absolutely not an issue. Players trying to make some shots happen here. They're going to have to get at least one more box in, it looks like. And this is an expensive rotate for them, even though they did get that refresh. And Queasy just going to get himself in that much more. Veno's on the backside, making sure nobody is shooting at his teammate. And if they do, he'll punish them. But great awareness here. Queasy is one of the most aware players that I think I've ever seen play the game. It just always seems to have that feel for a lobby and what's going on. And just understand how to play the game. So they are going to get 5th. And looks like they build out extra space here on low. It's really smart to do. Giving yourself that opportunity to play out of this box. Possibly get one of those refreshes that we talked about. And they have 2 pads, so they don't need to be jumping up, doing anything crazy here. It's like said he's going to get knocked there, and these guys just sitting here waiting, trying to find an opportunity. Veno needs to be careful here. But I think the person that needs to get careful is the team that's right there. He thought about it. Thought about going for the spray and decided not to. Veno has the most unusual loadout. I would think if you have the Ranger, you would go for an SMG here. But nah. Looks like they set up a pre-edit. Gonna try and get this pre-edit play down on Bafo and Lou. Do get the pre-edit down. No damage really comes out. And they're chilling. So Zone's going to pull up to Rave Cave. This is a really tough spot if you're all the way on low ground. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. I would imagine they're looking for a space to pad from. I would be interested to know if they could pad from this box and it would build a platform and break what's going on above them. Like, if they just throw it at the ground right here, what would happen? I don't think they'll do that. They'll probably build out and throw down a pad somewhere. Let's switch over to Queasy because he has the pads. Yeah. We see he's building that box. This box that he just built right behind him is exactly what you build for a pad. Especially when you have to throw them down instead of place them. So they do wind up padding. Still have to go up in zone. They get separated, not by too much, get right back together. Queasy has those quick heals, so he'll be fine. And then looks like, based on the way they're playing, they're just going to slow down, wait, hit a pad, go up higher. And this is one of those zones you have to. And we're crisscrossing all over these zones. Queasy goes in, finds himself some space to play out of. Throwing down a pad again. And they're just climbing those layers, right? Going up and up and up. Part of it's because of zone. Oh, Queasy gets fried. Jeez. So that's also right there. You could tell that Queasy's probably the one that pads first, but in this case, Veno padded first and didn't necessarily give him a place to land, or he did, but Queasy didn't feel like it was safe. If we go back and look at these boxes, he could have landed here, but that's somebody else's build, so you don't want to do that. Typically, you want to put out a flat or leave a box open for your teammate to be able to get to you. Just those little things that help out. Now we're going to hit another pad. How much we want to guess? This is about 35 meters. Ping it, baby. I don't even think they care. This is probably just like, yeah, we're taking height. So, a little bit of replay lag. We don't get to see exactly how it happens, but they padded up on height and took it. Veno probably just punished some players. And now we're chilling on height with way too much AR ammo. See Veno pushing teams down. This is what he's really good at, is playing that backside of zone on height and being a bully. Because you have the freedom when you're not playing with your top closed to really see what's going on all around you. Like, everyone else is closed off, so it limits their vision as to what is going on all around them. But when you have Queasy feeding you info and then Veno can just play free, it's a different game. And zone pulls down, so this is where you have to play backside. You don't really have to worry about a team jumping, stealing height from you on front side, because zone's pulling down. So teams are working their way down here. They are running out of mats, so a refresh needs to come soon. And this second height team is looking like the target. They've been put in the sights of these two. And now they've separated the second height duo. Looks like that guy tried to make a play. GG's, thank you. I needed that refresh, appreciate you. Now his duo is probably just like, bro, what you doing? Like, what? We shouldn't have been playing height. I told you to drop. Now this is the thing we have to watch for, right? Is all these launch pads. We can see these guys are playing so high up. Granted, the terrain helps because we're going up and down one of the tallest mountains in the game, but these two just understand how to play height so well. Even in launch pads. I mean, Queasy's been playing high ground for longer than a lot of people have been playing Fortnite. Oh, I thought that was gonna work. So, this is where Veno gets himself in trouble when he goes down to make those plays sometime, overcommits. But you need to be able to go make those plays. Otherwise, you're gonna run out of supplies up on height. So it's like a give and take, and with Veno, who's arguably the best fragger in the world at the moment, I'll take those. Like, you gotta live with those plays because what he does sometimes is just so fantastic. And now we can see them just closing in on the lobby, making it smaller and smaller as the physical zone is getting smaller horizontally. These guys are closing the space vertically, and that's what a good height team does. And they're spending almost no match just playing backside of zone, making sure players are in front of them. And then Veno dives in, immediately builds ahead, and we see he drops all those mats. So he gets his team ahead. That's so smart. Gets his team ahead, goes back, and then drops for his teammate. Finds some more mats in zone. Great awareness. So these guys just making sure no one is up above them. We see Veno keeps looking back, checking that there's no players behind him. Last thing you want to do is get snuck from behind. They're chilling. Now they're just working on getting down to a more reasonable layer. They know it's 9th zone. It's pulling over a lower space than what Rave Cave is. And now their whole goal is just to punish everybody down below. This is pretty much easy at this point for these two. Not saying it's easy for anyone, but for these two, this is easy. Oh, that was nice. If only you hit that shot. Little PC right there. But we see they can't go to a heal off, so they have to hit the shot. Veno does. Boom. Dubs. Easy dubs. These two showing off just how to play height, even in this chaotic meta with launch pads, showing us it can be done, will be done, and they will do it. So thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.